Hello and welcome to the Consumer Reviews channel. In this video, we will be taking a deep dive into one of the most talked about all-season tyres, the Michelin CrossClimate 3. It's the latest version of Michelin's award-winning CrossClimate series, and it promises to handle almost every kind of weather, from summer heat to snowy roads, or with just one tyre. So, is it really as good as it sounds? Let's find out. The CrossClimate 3 is Michelin's newest all-season, or more accurately, all-weather tyre. It replaces the CrossClimate 2, which already had a great reputation for handling snow without giving up summer grip. Michelin didn't completely redesign the tyre, they evolved it. They made it stop better in wet weather and last longer, up to 15% longer tread life compared to the old model. And yes, it's still 3 PMSF certified, which means it's winter approved and snow capable. Let's talk design. The CrossClimate 3 keeps that unique V-shaped tread pattern that Michelin is known for. It's not just for looks, it helps push water and snow out from under the tyre. And this rubber? It's called thermal adaptive compound. That means it stays flexible when freezing cold and firm when the road is hot. In simple terms, it grips better across all temperatures. So, how does it perform on dry roads? It's no surprise that the Michelin CrossClimate 3 works very well. It feels strong and stable when you drive. The steering responds quickly and the car does what you want it to. In fact, it stops in almost the same distance as the best dry weather tyres. Even though it's not as fast or sharp as a tyre made just for summer driving, it still gives drivers confidence. For people who want more sporty driving, Michelin also made the CrossClimate 3 Sport. This version has stronger parts inside to make the car feel even more solid on dry roads. But even the regular CrossClimate 3 is great for most drivers. Wet roads? This is where the CrossClimate 3 really improves. Michelin made the tread better at removing water, and the rubber grips the road even when it's slippery. Its tread, the pattern on the rubber, has a V-shape that helps push water away. The rubber also has silica, a special ingredient that helps it grip better on wet roads. Michelin tested the tyre and found that it stops faster in the rain than the older CrossClimate 2. When driving in heavy rain, the tyre does not slide or lose control easily. It also doesn't hydroplane much, which means it keeps touching the road even when there's a lot of water. Independent tests show that it's one of the best all-season tyres for wet braking and turning. It stays steady and safe even in the rain. The sport version is even better, but the standard one is already excellent. Now let's talk about winter. How does it perform in snow and ice? Well, this is where the CrossClimate 3 really sets itself apart from the rest. It works better than most all-season tyres in winter because of its 3 PMSF rating and special design. It keeps good grip on snowy roads and does not slip easily. Some experts say it performs almost like a winter tyre in moderate snow. That means you can drive through snowy streets without switching to winter tyres. On icy roads, the tyre does not grip as well as a real winter tyre, but it still does better than summer tyres. For people who don't get a lot of ice but want something safe in winter, the CrossClimate 3 is a great choice. It gives drivers peace of mind during winter without needing to change tyres every season. What can it do off-road? While the CrossClimate 3 is not an off-road tyre, it does well handling a little bit of unpaved driving. If you need to drive on a gravel road or a dirt path, the tyre will hold up. Its V-shaped tread gives it a bit more grip than normal road tyres, but the rubber is soft, which means it can get damaged on very rough terrain. It's okay for light use like a country driveway or a small dirt road, but not good for serious off-roading. The tyre was made mainly for paved roads and should be used mostly on city streets and highways. So, how does it compare with its biggest rivals? The Michelin CrossClimate 3 competes with other top all-season and all-weather tyres. Some other tyres last longer, like a similar tyre from Goodyear that scored very high in tread life tests. Continental makes a tyre that's also very good in the rain. Pirelli's Cinturato All-Season SF3 is close to the CrossClimate 3 in performance. In some tests, it even beat Michelin's tyre slightly on dry and wet roads. However, the CrossClimate 3 is strong in all areas, dry, wet and snow, without having a big weakness. In a recent test, the CrossClimate 3 Sport won first place and the regular CrossClimate 3 was right behind it. This obviously shows that Michelin made one of the best tyres in its class. So, what are the experts saying about this tyre? Well, the CrossClimate 3 has so far been getting a lot of positive reviews, and most say it is better than the older version in every way. In a test done by Tyre Reviews, it was the quickest and most comfortable tyre in the group. It was also the best in snow and had great braking power. On dry and wet roads, it came close to the very best tyres. The CrossClimate 3 Sport did even better and won the top spot in that test. In Europe, the Sport version also won an award for being a smart and useful tyre for sporty cars. Experts agree that Michelin has raised the bar for what an all-season tyre can do. And how about what drivers think about it? Well, lots of people who have bought the CrossClimate 3 are very happy with it. Many say the ride is smooth and quiet. When they drive in the rain, they feel safe and in control. In the snow, some drivers were surprised at how good the traction is. They also like that they don't need to change tyres when the seasons change, and this saves time and money. However, on ice, some people say the tyre is just okay, but that is expected from any all-season tyre. Overall, most users feel confident driving on these tyres every day, no matter the weather. Here comes the big question: which vehicles can use it? The CrossClimate 3 is made in many sizes. It can fit on cars, wagons, SUVs and crossovers. Unlike the older CrossClimate 2, this new model does not need a separate version for SUVs. The regular CrossClimate 3 is strong enough for both cars and small trucks. This makes it easy for families with different kinds of vehicles to buy the same tyre. The tyre also works well on electric cars. It has low rolling resistance, which helps electric cars drive longer before needing a charge. It is also very quiet, which matches the quiet motors of electric vehicles. The tyre is also strong enough to handle the heavier weight and quick starts that electric vehicles have. So whether you drive a small car, a large SUV or a modern EV, the CrossClimate 3 likely has a size that fits. So, how does it compare to the other tyres with regards to cost? The Michelin CrossClimate 3 is not a cheap tyre. It costs more than regular all-season tyres. But you may save money over time because you don't need to buy separate winter tyres or pay for changing tyres twice a year. The CrossClimate 3 also lasts longer than the previous model, which means fewer replacements. It was first released in Europe in 2025 and will come to North America by late 2025 or early 2026. Once it arrives, it will be sold in major tyre stores and online stores like Amazon. The price depends on the size and type, but usually it costs about 10 to 20% more than normal all-season tyres. Michelin sometimes gives rebates or discounts, which can help with the cost. Overall, the Michelin CrossClimate 3 is worth the price because it offers safety, comfort and convenience all year long. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up as we always appreciate that. And for more latest updates, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.